Hello and welcome back to the Kreke house. We just did a Costco haul. This is actually a little earlier than I had planned to do a haul. We did our last one, I think it was probably the second week of March, something like that. And so I do have a lot of food left. However, the reason that I wanted to do another Costco haul this week instead of waiting until next week is because we're hosting Easter at our house. And I had a few things that I wanted to get for that. So you're going to see that this haul is a little unusual. It's a lot of produce because we are going through produce faster than normal lately for some reason, and some party things. So let me get started showing you what I bought. This is the overview. Be sure to, if you are new to our channel, you can kind of check back to those other grocery hauls that I've done to kind of give you a better idea. You're not going to see dairy or eggs or meat in this haul, and that is because we live on a very small little farm, a beginning farm. We have chickens, we have a cow, and we have a lot of meat in our freezer right now. So I did not need to buy any of those items. Okay, so starting over here, where did my receipt go? Oh, here it is. Let me just tell you right away what I spent. This big haul came to $444.93. So there's my receipt there. Yeah, got a lot of food for the money today. This will, in addition with the things that I have in my pantry and in my freezer already, this will be the only big shopping trip that I do for the month of April. We probably will do a little fill-in thing toward the ends of the month, but for the most part, this will be my one big shopping trip. I'm also 35 weeks pregnant, so I'm not looking to go to the store at the beginning of May, so we'll see how that goes. I'll probably have to send Jason, but yeah. Okay. Over here, we have some chips. They'll be used Sunday for the Easter, but also just for us. We'll probably only need one bag of each this Sunday. Then I got a bunch of pears. The pears were the same price as the apples this time, which I want to say was maybe... Oh, let me look on here. It's not going to say. Okay, this bag of pears was $8, and let's see how much is in it to give you an idea. It's not even going to say that. They're really not helping me out here today. 6 pounds. Okay. I was going to say, I think it was $1.30 a pound for these two items. So there you go. I've got 3 of the 8-pound bags of the pears and 2, 4, 6, 8, because we already ate one on the way home. 8 bags of the apples. This is kind of something that I wouldn't normally buy, but they were on a special, of course, because it's Easter, and I thought these would be handy to have for just a fancier, lightweight plate. I honestly don't plan to throw them away after I use them. I think I'll probably just wash them a couple times, but I guess maybe they're advertised to be a throwaway plate, but my sister has gotten those before and they're very durable. So it's just nice to have in addition to the everyday plates, which I don't always have enough of when we have a lot of people over. Okay, for frozen veggies, which all of the vegetables tend to run from around $6.50-ish up to the fruits are the most expensive at like $9 and some change. I've got 1 vegetable blend, 2 blueberries, 2 strawberries, and 2 of the mixed vegetables. And then other than that, I have the rest of the frozen things from last month. I still have some left in our freezer. Maybe I should do a little walk through my freezer at the end of this so that you can see what I have out there. Okay, hiding back here is a bag of the gluten-free pasta. This was $6 and I don't know, maybe $6.50 for this bag, which I'm sure for a normal size family would go a long way, but for us it's like one dinner. We have 10 people going on 11 in our family, so yeah, I did have some pasta, but that gives me one more. I needed more tomato sauce. That's another thing that I went through more of last month than I thought I would. These big bags of oranges I thought were a great price. They were under $7 and it's a big 8-pound bag and they look really delicious. So I got 2 of those. They're pink oranges, pink navel oranges. 2 bags of avocados. These were about $6 for a bag. And then these strawberries were on sale for $3 and they are big 2-pound containers. So I got 2 of those. I had to get more raisins because that's our toddler snack. I also got some bacon crumbles. We have not bought these in a very long time, but our chickens are laying lots of eggs right now, and I thought it would just kind of make some of the breakfasts more fun for the kids if they could sprinkle those in the eggs that we make. I got another one of my avocado oils. We use this for anything we need oil for. Those are, I think, $18.99. They are more expensive oil, but better for you than other types of oils. I got another honey. This is for Sunday for Easter. I'm going to do hummus and the corn chips. This is just for us too. These cheddar cheeses, which are maybe $5.50 a piece. I'm trying to remember all my prices here. We're going to do, the menu for Sunday is sandwiches, soup, and salad. And then I'll set out, like hummus, and I'm going to make some of my, I'm planning to make fresh sourdough bread for people who want that for the sandwiches. And then we have a couple family members who will be bringing a few things also, but that's the bulk of it. So I got this cheese and ham, and I had turkey in the freezer. So I will just get out the deli turkey, and I have this ham, and we're going to kind of do make your own sandwiches because everybody likes their sandwich their way. So I've got that. They can put whatever condiments they want on it. I've got some more lettuce, which would go well on there, and cheese, so they can kind of make it their way. Boy, if those avocados are ripe, I'll be putting those on my sandwich. You better believe it. Okay, moving on. I got 3 bags. I have just run out of all-purpose flour, so I bought 3 10-pound bags. I don't like to run out of that. I also have grain that I grind, and I usually use about half and half of my whole wheat fresh ground and this all-purpose flour whenever I bake my sourdough bread. That's kind of usually what I do. Okay, I've got a bunch of bananas, but my word, were they green. Look at that. That's okay. They'll be ready for you know it. Okay, this is one of my favorite salad mixes. So I got one to have on Sunday, and then one that I am going to make tonight. Because, I mean, I will mix up the whole bag. It's so good, even leftover in the refrigerator after a day or two. It's so good. So that was kind of a treat to me. This is also, I bought to have on Sunday. I've never tried this before, so I'll have to tell you how it goes. This is a keto brownie mix, so it doesn't have any of the artificial sugars in it. It's made with flours that would be approved for a keto diet, I guess. This is all new to me, but I thought that would be a nice thing to offer for people who want a little sweet but can't have a little sweet. They could try that. Okay, my kids, they all of a sudden started eating carrots like crazy. I bought 2 last month. So that was just a couple weeks ago, you guys. I bought 2 of these 6-pound bags. Never juiced a single carrot because the kids devoured 12 pounds of carrots just munching on them. So I went ahead and got 3 this time. Probably should have gotten 4 now that I'm thinking about it, but that's what I got. Another bag of potatoes. These were really good last time. They're the gold, Yukon Gold potatoes. And then this is our fun splurge that we're having tonight. We will eat half of this and then put the other half of the boxes in the freezer. So we're going to have this with that kale salad. And lastly, got some more toilet paper because, you just don't want to do without that. These days we all appreciate toilet paper more than we used to, right? Okay, that is my haul. I hope you enjoyed it, and maybe I will stick a little bit of a freezer tour on. It's dark right now because I got home at night, and my bulk freezers are outside, so I'll have to wait till tomorrow to record that and tack it on to the end of this one. Good morning. Okay, it is bright and early, and I am out here in our barn ready to show you my freezers, my refrigerator, and my dry storage that I have out here. So let's get started. So I have a freezer, a refrigerator, and a deep freezer out here. This was recently given to us. Such a blessing. I actually had a little bit of a challenge because it comes with this really cool key so you can lock it, but the key got wedged in when I wasn't here, and so it's now full of frost, so it's gonna have to be defrosted already. But the way I'm kind of organizing these is I have meat here. This is refrigerated stuff, obviously, and then this is other frozen things. Yeah, you can see there's just a little bit of frost buildup already, but not too bad. Okay, so these were, this is not something that we bought. Someone gave us these. It was this country fried steak thing. It's not something I normally buy because I like to stick with the gluten-free, but that's on the top. This is 2 slabs of bacon from the hog that we got a while back. My brother-in-law turned that into bacon for us. That's the pizza that you saw. We had a visitor recently who gave us some of his pork sausage and another meat thing that we've already eaten, so that's still sitting there. And then on the bottom, I just have my vegetables and fruits that you saw me buy and add to what I already had. So you can see there's lots of room in here, and actually this is where I plan, as I'm making the freezer meals for when baby comes, I'm going to put them in this one because it's easy to organize and you can clearly see what's in here. Okay, in the refrigerator, we have basically what you saw me buy yesterday. I put some of the produce in the house, but the rest of it I put out here so that it stays fresh and also out of my kids' sight, because if they see an overload of produce, they will eat more. I have my extra coconut oil here. I like to keep plenty on stock because we also use it for our cow. And then just some other random things down there. And then in my big freezer, this is basically my meat dairy freezer. There's also these lentils that got tossed in here that wouldn't necessarily need to be here, but there they are. This is all of the beef that we have, ground beef. These are the chickens that we had raised. This is venison that needs to be ground and is already packaged and ground. This is what's left of the butter from months ago. I bought a huge case of 36 pounds of butter from Restaurant Depot, and I still have that much left. Underneath it is nothing. It's just the whatever mechanisms for the freezer. And then in this basket, there's more venison. Underneath are more chickens and more beef. So you can see why I'm not buying meat these days. We are stocked up. This old trash can, this metal trash can, is where I toss things that I don't want rodents to get. So far it's done really well. So this is just, there's rice in the bottom. There's some individually packaged things that I had extras of, and so I just put them in individual packages, beans and mostly beans and some oats, and then sugar. And I will also toss in, if I buy extra big bags of chips and things like you saw yesterday, I can throw those in here where they'll be safe. Since we live in such a small house, it's nice to have spots like this outdoors where I can store things. Just really extends my food storage a lot. The last place I have things outside is up on this upper shelf. This is where we normally store all of our empty milk jars. Right now, we're not milking Fern for another couple weeks. She's about 2.5 weeks away from her due date to calve, and so we're giving her a break, of course. But up here right now, I have in some of the milk jars some of my extra greens. So this is white wheat that I grind in a flour, and then I have oats there. And this big container is extra cornmeal. I have a bunch in the house as well. So this is just kind of an extra spot that I have those things right now until we need it again for milk. I forgot to add that up here on the top of my freezers and refrigerators is where I put paper towels, toilet paper, diapers, those kind of things. I didn't need to buy any of these in this haul, although you did see me buy toilet paper, but that's where I stick it just so it's out of the way. Okay, so for my in the house pantry storage, I have this is a floor to ceiling cabinet. This is like where I store the bulk of things. It's a huge blessing to have in a small kitchen like mine. So inside, okay, at the top I have almond butter. I had bought apparently more than we eat last month, and I still have 2 containers back there, or is one of those peanut butter? Spaghetti sauce. I just kind of keep all of those types of things on the top shelf. This pantry does get shifted around a lot because there's a lot of people digging in it, so it tends to kind of get rummaged through. I have coconut oil. That's some carob powder back there. This is where I keep pasta, although a couple extra things got shoved in there. Organic sugar. This is the container that goes with my flour mill. So it often will have flour in it if I mill too much for what I need. I just leave it in there. This is our penny reward system, which I have a video on that I can link for you. Back there is where the tomato products go. Now I haven't put the tomato sauce in yet, and that box is too big for this. And so I actually will just line them up down this missing hole that will all just be tomato sauce lined up down there. This is some cacao powder I got from Azure a couple months ago. That's what's left of that. I do have it in a jar in my baking drawer, but this is the overflow. And then back there is just a bunch of random stuff like chocolate chips and little bags of extra stuff. The quinoa that I bought last month and another salt. You can see I never want to run out of salt, so I always end up buying too much. There's another full one. Then down here, I use more of those jars to store things in here. So I have oats and rice and all of my flour. That's all-purpose flour I put back there, and grains. All of these things are in here. It just keeps it nice and fresh. That's cornmeal. And then I have my honey and things here. On the bottom, this is where I have a helper here. I have this for casserole pans, but then I have shelves just for excess produce. Of course, I do have that big metal tub under my refrigerator I've shown you guys before. So for large quantities of produce, I will stick it under there. Then we have dog food and just some extras back there that are too tall, like extra lemon juice, or when I buy my extra avocado oils and things, those all go behind the dog food there. Lydia's cracking me up. She found James' vest and wanted it on over her pajamas this morning, so she's extra snuggly. Okay, then up here on the top, this is simply just my jars and lids. And then here's where I've been storing all of my kombucha that's in progress. So that is fermenting right now. This is my jar of raspberry and nettle tea mixed together that I take during pregnancy. Okay, in my inside freezer, I just cannot keep this organized to save my life. We're just, rummaging through it all the time, and it is what it is. I don't care, but it's just stuff stuck everywhere. It's like extra meats, and the vegetable bags are in the middle of a random chicken stuck in there. More vegetables, fruit, and some meat and things at the bottom. Some of that's the deli turkey that I need to get out and thaw. Some random bacon, it's your typical unorganized freezer. And then in the refrigerator, I have the cheese and hummus and things that you saw me buy there. This is actually a cheese drawer, so I have Ziploc bags of feta cheese and the cheddar that we already had open. That's in there. Leftovers. Strawberries were hit hard. Kids were very excited. And then we just continue down with produce that I had gotten. This is still what's left from my last trip, so I need to use that up right away. And then this is my kombucha, which is done. The kids really like blueberry, is their favorite, so I've been mixing blueberries in for my second ferment. Those are the, this right here is mashed potatoes that we had bought when we were on our way somewhere and didn't use there. So I'm going to use those as part of the toppings for my cottage pie, the freezer meals that I'm going to make. And then we have produce and apples and, all your random condiments and things down there. Okay. Did you say you wanted to see my baking drawer? I thought so. Okay, this is, because my kids like to bake a lot, I've made a baking drawer. And so this has ingredients commonly used. It has the measuring cups and measuring spoons, these little silicone muffin cups that we use all the time, some cookie cutter things. These are also silicone little tiny baking loaf pans. And then I have my big glass measuring, what do you call those things there? Measuring cups. Vanilla is almost gone, and you can see it has been well loved. I got that from Azure. They also have it at Costco, though. Cacao powder, baking soda, baking powder, stevia, flax, and then some other types of things needed for baking. And I just keep this here. It's very easy for kids to grab out of. And it works for us. Lydia likes to get in here and play with these. Surprise, surprise. Okay, I hope that was helpful or enjoyable. Thank you for joining me today, yesterday, and today. And we will see you guys very soon with another all new video.